Hello and welcome back to the latest episode of the Karotechia Conundrum, which is our Acting Cthulhu game. This is, I think, episode 4 of our second season. I'm Andy and I'm the keeper. One of our players, Chris, is away today, unavailable, so I shall be NPCing his character. But let me run around the rest of the players. Let's start, and they can introduce their characters. Let's start with B.
Hi, I'm B. I'm playing Nellie Wyndham, second lieutenant of... I've forgotten the name of the group again.
Women's Auxiliary. Or you mean?
Yes.
Or
what I meant...
Section M.
Yeah, like Section M. There you
Section
go.
M. Sorry.
That's easy.
Your official unit, or what you're actually doing?
No, so official unit is the Royal Territorial Auxiliary.
Women's, yeah. Something like
yeah.
that. Yeah. But Section M. Okay.
Section M.
Yep. Ian.
Hi, I'm Ian. I play Second Lieutenant Toby Ross, who has been seconded from the concert party to Section M and is the newest member of the group.
And then Bruce.
Hi, I'm Bruce. I am playing Sergeant Sam, who is a combat medic.
And lastly, Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick. I play Corporal Casamir Koslow, resident explosives gremlin.
Fair enough. Right.
Just don't get him wet. Don't get him wet.
Don't feed after midnight.
Don't feed the explosives after midnight or something. Yes. Right. Okay. So you are currently in Egypt, specifically to the northwest of Alexandria, in a port called, or I say a port, more a fishing village called Aboukir. And there you have an intention to go and investigate the Isle of Aboukir, which you have also been told is called by some Nelson's Island. And you've seen some lights on there last night. It's now fairly early in the morning. Lots of the fishing fleet are setting off, and you have essentially paid a man to use his to hire his vessel for the day. You had a few complications with a policeman who was trying to prevent you stealing a vessel like someone else, some other British soldiers did a few days ago, even though their truck is still parked on the dock, and you're fairly certain that is the missing Section M team that you are looking for. Okay, it certainly had the registration on the truck corresponds to the one you had for them.
Quick question before. Sorry, you go, Ian.
I was about to say, do we want to mention the fact that we had some conversation with a lady who noticed us, who told us about some missing inhabitants, mainly women, one of which was her cousin.
Yep.
It seemed connected in as much as they'd both gone missing recently, but we couldn't find any real connection between them, when, where, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
My suspicion is that because it seemed to be a person going missing, although this might be the very start of a thread, with the coincidence of finding a bust of a creature that I had identified already as something from Nellie's past. She's seeing a pattern re-emerge of a person singing at night. So she's quite worried about that and has informed you guys, because she told you guys of the story as well before, so you're aware of things. So we just keep an ear out.
Yeah, and because you have a photograph of the statue, and that yeah. So that was the first clue, and then this pattern of people going missing. Yeah. Though last time it was men, this time it's women.
Yes. Yeah. So I think it's more of a case of a certain type of person, no matter what the description is. It's like, all blonde people or something like that. There's a certain type of people that are going missing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But Nellie wants to. But whilst, how long has it been since the other team has been gone from Aboukir? Is it 3 days or 4 days?
Something like that.
Roundabout.
Hang on a sec. So
Yeah.
it is right. You arrived in Alexandria yesterday, which was the 17th of October. It's now the 18th of October, and the last. So the last you know of Lieutenant Russell's team, which is the missing team,
It's the 13th.
is that they went to Aboukir on the 14th. That's what they told me.
14th.
So it's now 4 days.
Um,
It was 3. It's now 4 days.
So Nellie wants to see if she can procure some basic items like some flasks of water, food, just ready to eat food sort of things. Just because she's expecting if they do find this other team and they've been gone for 4 days on an island, it's quite possible that they're going to need. Well, yeah, first aid is taken care of by Sam, but like the rest of the stuff, like food, water, if they're alive.
Right.
Are we able to do that?
Yeah, certainly. You can certainly sort that. It doesn't require a dice roll. Actually, no, sorry. Give me a dice roll to try and do it quickly. There's not many.
Yeah.
There's not. It's still very early in the morning. There's not any shops open. But then this is a small village. There's not really much in the way of
Yeah.
shops. You're more bartering with the people on the
Locals.
on the dockside. So just give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
And I'm going to just assume that Toby is helping for translation purposes because actually no.
Oh yeah, of course.
The policeman can potentially help with some translation.
I think I'll ask Toby.
Yeah.
I'll ask Toby, and I'll just say, I'll explain.
Yeah.
Trying to do this. Would you mind giving me a hand so we can procure a couple of items? Quicker the better, if possible.
Yep, certainly.
So are we rolling charm or
Yes.
negotiation? Charm. Cool.
Yeah, because you're not really worried about prices. It's more
No.
trying to get done. So I would say charm.
Okay, and under.
Are we both
Yeah.
rolling or?
No.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no.
No, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Just I'll let Nellie roll it, even though Toby is translating.
That's fine. It's just
Yeah.
Okay. So what stat are we using? Reason, will,
reason,
or insight? Reason.
Reason. I would
That's
say.
my worst one. Still got 2 successes. Nice. I don't suppose. Was I supposed to add an extra thing onto that actually? Because of help or no?
No. Because
Yeah.
I don't. He's not. He's translating rather than helping.
Translating. Sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies. Yes. Fair.
Right. Okay. So 2 successes. So one of those can translate over into the. You only need 1 success, so you can help. You can do something. Do you want? What do you want to do with the other one? Do you want to just add it?
I'm putting it into party momentum. We need it.
Okay. Yeah. Add it in. I've already subtracted the party momentum point from the end of this scene, but so we're just backtracking slightly. Okay. You get a couple of sort of it's stuff that's not very portable, as in lugging around on an island. You've got a few things of bits of bread and surprisingly fish that to eat, and some earthenware sort of jars of water, which will do the job. But the earthenware jars are a bit awkward to lug around. It might be best just to leave it on the boat.
That was the intention, was to leave on the boat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You make your way. Right. Is that anything else you want to do, or do you want to set off?
Okay.
Nope. Okay. Right. You clamber aboard the sailing vessel, and the owner looks down, nervously concerned that he's made a very bad decision. I'm assuming that Casamir is taking the lead on the sailing, In which case,
Yes.
please can you give me a vehicles watercraft roll with, I would say, agility.
Yes, I can do this. 2 successes.
2 successes. Right. Once again, one is needed success. What do you want to do with the other one?
I'll put it into party momentum.
Okay. So you make your way out. There are a number of other vessels all setting off fishing. One thing you notice sort of fairly quickly as you head for the Isle of Aboukir, you're on your own. The other vessels seem to split fairly rapidly into 2 groups. The ones that seem to come and fish quite further south of Aboukir towards the village of Madith, so how do I pronounce it, and others that go essentially more northwards and head out into the main part of the Mediterranean, going sort of to the north of Aboukir and sailing, and fishing up there. Okay. Whether they're avoiding the island or not, hard to say. After I don't know. I'm trying to remember how far it is. No, I want to do the measuring. It's a couple of miles to Aboukir. So after maybe an hour's sailing tops, probably less than that actually, you start to get close to the island. Do you want to approach from north, south, east, west? Do you want to do a 360 loop round it? What do you want to do?
I think we've got the ability to go round. Don't we not want to try and spot the other boat before we?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. You do a 360 of the island, and you spot on the sort of southeast side of it a small sort of inlet bay. It's the only place you see on it that looks like somewhere you could land. There are other points where you could probably scramble up rocks, but you'd be climbing out of the boat onto rocks. Can I have some visual observation checks? So sight observation using insight, please. Right, so Ian's got 2 successes, 3 successes, 2 successes, 2 successes. So Sam's not, apart from seeing the inlet, you're not able to pick out much. The other 3 of you, what do you want to do? One success spots the inlet, also spots that there is a boat sort of pulled up a little bit onto the beach as such in this little inlet. You've got extra successes. Anyone to do anything with those successes?
Can we see if there's? Sorry, yeah.
I was going to say, should we start with Ian as you got the most?
I guess I want to know if I can see anything other than that. I mean, we're still a fair way away, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see a boat, but I'm not.
Right.
It's not like I can see footprints leading the way from a boat in this distance.
But as you study it, do you want to put both those extra sets into seeing more detail?
No, I'll put one in and put one in party momentum.
Okay, so add that party momentum. Right. you spot one thing in particular, which as you're looking at this boat, not sure how much expertise you have on boats, but you've just been stood on the dock for a while, talking to people, looking at the various fishing boats. This looks a little bit. I mean, some of the fishing boats are a bit bigger, but this looks a bit bigger and a bit different. And you realise that it's got it's actually got an engine on the back, and it's some sort of motorboat. It doesn't look like the fishing boats from Aboukir, or what. I mean, you didn't get a big description of you didn't get a description of the boat that's missing.
Right. Okay.
But the man who was complaining about missing looked like he was probably sailing for a living rather than affording to have a motorboat.
Nice boat. Okay.
Okay.
I'll make that. I'll pass it on, obviously, to
Yeah, certainly.
to the box.
The other,
So we don't think that's the sailing boat, or we do?
We don't.
don't.
So we don't.
So
Oh.
Nellie and Nellie and Casamir, you've got an extra success each. What do you want to do with your successes?
I'll put
detail?
mine. Yes. Yeah. I'll look for more detail.
Okay. You spot a little bit further. Someone's pulled there's something that's coloured in the sort of slightly brightly coloured way that a lot of the fishing boats are. Further up the inlet, someone's dragged it's partly obscured, but it's up into rocks. Someone has either dragged or hidden, or it's been washed up there and smashed, but it doesn't look like it's bits. It looks like it's the side of a boat. But there seems to be a second boat, probably a second boat, pulled much further up out the water and partially hidden by rocks and so on.
I point this out to the rest of the party.
That does definitely have the sort of colouring of the fishing boats, but you physically can't see because it's obscured by rocks. You can't physically see if it matches the shape and size of the other fishing boats, or like example the one you're
Right.
on.
Yeah, I just saw a flash of color.
Yeah.
Just quickly, how big are these sailing boats we're on? You know, I mean, we're there with
There's five
of
of you.
us on.
Five of you. That I mean, five of you are fitting on it reasonably. There's the sort of there's too many of you to crew it. Yeah, if you're crewing it and fishing, there's too many of you. You'll be getting each other's way. It's a small boat that's probably got a crew of 2 or 3. Most of these fishing vessels. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably one person sailing it, or keeping it steady while 2 others are casting out or pulling in nets. 1 or 2 others doing that.
How big was team 1? Was it 3 or 4 people?
4 people.
4 people. And in my estimation, how heavy is this boat? I mean, it might be small, but it's a solid construction wooden boat. Can 4 people have dragged it that far up by themselves?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That would definitely be. I mean, we're talking 4 fit, athletic young men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
With my extra success, can I? I've got 2 options, and I don't know which one to take. I'm gonna go with the first one. I want to look into the water where we are instead of the bay. I want to see if there's any debris or any sign that there's been other boats and then maybe they've gone ashore, that sort of thing.
Certainly. The water's quite clear. It is reasonably deep here, but it starts to shallow fairly rapidly as you start to approach the island, particularly this inlet, small bay. So there, but you can't see anything else that looks like a sunken boat or some other kind of structure or some sort of object underwater.
I relay that and just say my fears were perhaps there were other boats and other more people, or that it would be an obstacle for us if we tried to leave in a hurry.
Certainly.
Should we check out this boat with the motor? It seems to
Certainly
be
seems suspicious.
right.
Okay.
Did
So
anyone ascertain whether they had any binoculars or that sort of thing?
yeah. So you certainly Archie's got some because Chris has gone through and
Yeah.
Yeah,
just sort of added
I
some
think he
other
said
gear.
before, hasn't he?
Yeah. The encumbrance rules on this are a bit odd and a bit strict. So I've just declared binoculars as trivial in terms of weight. Otherwise, it just your soldiers, you can carry a lot more gear than the rules actually let you. Yeah, without being encumbered, I would say. But yeah, he's got a pair of binoculars. So if you think your character's got a pair of binoculars, by all means add them to your sheet. But do it now, please.
I have a camera. I'm tempted to snap a shot.
By all means.
Camera.
I think I will. She's got like probably one of the first truly small portable cameras, and takes that out, and she's just suspicious of this boat, so snaps a few shots of that and the bay, and then stows it back in her bag.
Okay.
Courtesy of the Special Operations Executive.
Actually, it's privately owned.
Oh,
Right. Did you want to borrow Archie's binoculars? Sorry, I think Ian, you were asking about binoculars. Did you want to?
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't think I can build an argument for. Apart from he's scored very well on his observation test. That might be because he picked out his binoculars out of his pack and looked at it. I can't
Use
build
of
an argument beyond
spending
that.
a momentum. You can define a truth. You happen to have a pair of binoculars.
Okay, that means taking it back out of.
No, I'm just saying in the future, if you want. I mean, you could do that now,
Yeah,
and he lets
fair
you. But just generally, we're sort of not using successes out of the dice rolls as imaginatively or to overcome some of the obstacles as we could do if you want.
There is, I think you've all got electronic copy of the rule book, page 37.
Yeah.
There's the conflict momentum spends, and that's what Bruce is referencing. You can the create truth. It actually costs you 2 momentum, but you can do things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It should be on the quick reference as well.
Oh, sorry, you're quite right. It probably is. Okay, right.
I will borrow Archie's binoculars on that basis.
Yeah, certainly. So you've studied away, and I think that's how you found the various bits of information is through the use of binoculars.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Yeah.
Okay. So are you going into? Did I gather you were going into the inlet then? Yeah.
Can't see why not. Move forward.
Okay.
Yep.
You go in, land at the, go into this inlet and land on this, come ashore on this small beach. I'm not going to bother with sailing rolls. I think that's fine. The boat, it's larger than yours. I mean, it could fit about maybe 10 people on. It's some sort of motor launch. It's not set up for fishing. It would look out of place in the port of Aboukir from what you've seen. So it definitely seems odd. And
do you think that we should?
Sorry, just say it has been pulled ashore, and which is that is a little harder, and it would be quite a strenuous effort to pull it off again, but quite possible. And an anchor chain has been dug in amongst the rocks to secure it there, just in case the water. I mean, there's not very tidal at all in the Mediterranean, but just in case.
Corporal Casamir, is there any way you can disable that motor in a way that we can fix it if we needed to in a rush?
I mean, yeah, I could probably take a look at it, see what I can do with it.
Nothing too obvious. I'm just considering.
Yep.
We might want control of this boat at some point.
Fair enough.
Or
I mean,
wonder why.
there's probably a couple small parts I could just appropriate that could easily be reattached.
Something mechanical or something electronic?
Probably mechanical.
Give me a engineering with a mechanical engineering focus and your reason, please.
Okay. Engineering, mechanical focus, which I have. And we're rolling with reason.
Yep. You have disabled it. You've pocketed a small part that it will the engine will the engine will start, but it will not drive the motor or drive the blades. Yep.
So has Casamir got a board to do that?
Yes, he has.
Can I follow him and, without touching anything, try and get some information from looking around? Basically, being nosy about what this vessel is and who it might belong to.
For a second, I thought you were trying to like avoid fingerprints, and I'm like, I highly doubt that they have a trained CSI team here.
No,
In 19...
no, it was more of a case of, in case it turns out to belong to someone important, but or someone really hostile. So I'm assuming observation.
What's the general doing on this island?
I'm assuming. Yeah.
I would say sight.
Okay. And I'm assuming insight or reason or will. Insight. Cool. Oh, nice. There you
go. Right.
I'm looking for clues.
Right. Not so much from the. Actually, this is something more from just sort of observing what Casamir's doing. For one success, this is the engine is still. It's not hot, but it's still slightly warm, so it's still cooling down. So the boat's been here for a few hours, but not longer than that.
Can I use my? So I'm assuming that's for one success.
What do you want to do with the second one?
Can I see if there's any indication of whether this vessel belongs to someone in a military position? So I'm looking for any kind of insignia or some kind of fabric that might have a print on it, or anything, maybe even like flags or.
Right. You find some standard the only flags you find on it are standard naval flags, which it's a large enough vessel that I think it would have to display these, that just indicate it's an Egyptian vessel. Doesn't appear to be anything military. What you do find, however, I think as well, is you find a rental document. It appears to be rented from Alexandria and has been rented by rented by a man. Oh, hang on a sec.
I would say sorry, but I'm not. I'm not sorry at all. And obviously, I'm kind of pointing all of this out as I find it to tell people. So all the information is shared. And anything I do happen to move, I try and put back as, where it was as possible.
It appears to have been the document has been filled in English, but clearly by someone whose English is not their first language, and it appears to have been rented by a Mr. Moreno, Mereno.
Mereno. Okay.
Now, that name should ring a bell with you.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sure. Yeah. That Toby says, Reno. That's the name in the diary. In
the one he was supposed to meet.
yes,
Mahmood.
in Mahmood's diary. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, 2 meetings planned, but
he did. You don't think that this Mr. Moreno is here to cause issues, or do you think his curiosity got the better of him and has followed? I suppose there's no way to find out except finding them.
I think we've got to assume Miss Moreno hasn't got anyone's best interests at heart. He's in the dive of a man we know is murdered, and seems now linked to a destination where our colleagues have gone missing. So we treat him with the utmost suspicion, don't we?
We do, but perhaps with a note of caution, just in case. That being an investigator, sometimes you find yourself in positions that scream guilty, and, well, if you heard all the information, you never know. By all means, we should investigate further, though.
This episode in Law and Order, World War II.
Dun, dun.
Right. While this is going on, so Casamir's been disabling the engine. Nellie's been investigating the boat and then reporting on that, and Toby is involved in discussion there. What is Sam doing while that's going on?
I just keep an eye out for any hostile activity.
Okay. Archie has just secured your boat, an anchor for your boat, so that it won't float away. Yep. Okay.
Toby's also quite keen to go and look at the other boat.
Yep, certainly. Right. Then, is there anything more you want to do with the first boat, or shall I move on to the second boat?
All done.
I mean, I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish.
Okay. Okay, you move on to look at the second boat. It's been pulled up into the rocks. Yeah, it definitely something that a couple of strong men could do. Not anything problematic or worrying like that. It does look like. Well, you didn't get a description of the missing boat, but it does look like a boat from that sort of fishing village. It's about the right size. It's brightly coloured. It's a sort of slightly orangey, being painted slightly orangey colour. It's a sailing boat. It looks like it's been pulled up by people who know what they're doing and wanted to get it completely off the beach. There's oars. There's a couple of oars in there as well as all the sail and so on. The mast is still up, but the sail has been taken down and is secured safely. It's been properly sort of put away as such, and you could fairly quickly pull it out of the rocks down to the beach and launch it fairly quickly.
Well, that's a bit more comforting than it being breached in any way.
Than it being a shattered wreck upon the rocks. Yeah.
Right. Is there really obvious footsteps leading away from this boat?
Give me some observation checks with sight, please. And it's probably best actually. Who's because actually no, so you can spread out and all of you look in various directions. So actually, yes, by all means, all of you roll.
You said that was insight?
Insight, observation, and yeah. I'm starting to think that we might need to create a few more focuses for observation because almost everything comes down to sight. But yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so Casamir fails to find anything.
I see nothing.
Right. The other
Trees.
three of you find there are a couple of footprints from the second boat that's been pulled up. They lead, however, to what appears it's not a path, but there are other footprints, much more recent, coming from the motor launch. Okay, and they appear to be sort of going up inland into the middle of the island. The island, they're sort of rising up from this bay, going to a higher point. Toby, you've got an extra success. What do you want to do with it? Do you want to look for more details and stuff?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's probably more important now than party momentum.
Okay. So one thing to give you from the one thing just to give you everyone, because this would be obvious, is that the prints from the boat that's been pulled up into the rocks, you can see the prints of standard issue British Army boots. Okay. With the motor launch, you have a real mixture of footprints with that extra success. You've got from the size of them a couple of men's footprints in some kind of footwear. Some of it quite possibly not really suitable for scrambling around on rocks, sort of like sort of leather shoes type thing. Though there is one pair of not military issue boots, but sort of work boot type things as well. There are also a couple of there's probably 4 different sets of men's prints plus the set of boots. There's also a actually footprints rather than boot prints from one man and at least one woman. And there might be more than one woman. And there's also a couple of smaller pairs of shoes that are probably women's footprints as well. There's maybe 8 or 9 different people.
Damn.
I was hoping that we run into the Italian version of M Branch. I feel like we could probably deal with them easily.
Now these they all seem to be heading in the same direction, and the British Army boot prints from the hidden boat or the pulled up boat, they're following in they seem to be going on the same path as well. Okay.
Let's follow.
Okay. You follow along, and it ceases to be sand fairly soon and becomes rock, and actually becomes a little bit harder to follow. All right. This is
If
now.
only we had a dog.
Yeah, if only you had a dog. This is going to require a tracking roll, which is survival skill. Tracking is the appropriate focus, and it will also still be on insight. Who is trying to? Does anyone want to try and track this? Has anyone got the survival skill?
I do.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Thank God.
Yeah. In fairness.
Right. Does someone want to take the lead on this then? And then the other person assisting will just give them an extra d20. I think that's the assisting rules. I'm now forgetting.
I know tracking like it's written in the book.
So not very well.
So I know this. I know what I'm looking for. I haven't got any real world experience of that.
But you're an officer, right? That's just to
Yeah.
That's
what are you
standard, I guess. Yeah.
What are you guys' survival skill ratings?
2.
Okay, so I have a 1. So
I've only
it's
got
definitely not. It's definitely.
Is it Sam? Sam's the one.
Sam is taking the lead.
Right, and I think you've got at least one person assisting you, so I'll give you a bonus d20 for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Insight, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Not the worst roll you could have had.
Well, we can get rid of the
fairly
complication
even,
by
even.
increasing the GM threat by 2.
Do you wish to do that?
You got to spend it at some point.
You gotta forcing his hand.
Oh,
God damn it!
We're gonna get hit. We're gonna find out that for some reason the entire Africa Corps is on this island.
The Africa Corps,
somehow.
The Africa Corps is not in existence yet. It hasn't yet arrived in.
Right.
In North Africa.
Depends what the complication is going to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've assumed you wanted to. I've put it onto GM threat. Is that right?
Well, it depends what the complication would be. I mean, if there are no potential complications that we can think of, then it seems like a futile use of GM threat.
I can think of a complication, but
It's I suppose it's our gamble, isn't it?
Yeah, go on, bring the complication on.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So as you're
nice.
as you're making your way forward, you start clambering up, and you do find some tracks. And you start following the tracks up, and they're definitely heading upwards into the middle of the island and heading uphill. And as you're going up, at one point, it starts to go kind of a scree slope, and as you're clambering up, it gets quite steep, and then some of the stones underneath you give way, and then suddenly it just sets up a bit. When I say avalanche, I don't mean things falling on top of you, but the ground under you sort of starts to shift away, and then as one bit moves, it starts to move more, and a bit of sort of scree starts, stones start bouncing down the hill and stuff like that, and it makes a bit of a noise.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
You possibly fall to your knee at some point or other, but and some of you might be pinged by the occasional stone. No one's hurt. It's more, it makes a load of noise.
I'm gonna draw my pistol because I feel like trying to ascend the slope with the rifle is probably unwise. But I do want to be armed in case.
So that's a good question. So you've got your pistol out. What other weaponry have people got in hands?
I think we sort of took everything with us.
Yeah. So
have you got? So
just
probably the rifle.
You've got your rifle out. Okay.
I haven't got it. I don't think I'm as cautious as Casamir, so I think she's still got her rifle slung on her back.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say Toby sort of goes stock still and just listens before he takes any. I think he wants both his hands and his feet available in case he needs to. He needs them before he starts drawing a weapon, but he will be listening to see if there's a reaction to that noise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to Toby's kung fu fighting montage.
Can Toby give me a observation hearing check on insight, please? Just to tell you, this is a difficulty 3.
I'm going to take a point of party momentum then.
Okay.
Yeah, use it while we still got it.
Oh, yeah, I can't get 3 successes either way. If I don't, I
That
can't come anywhere near it anyway.
Okay.
was so close to another complication.
Right. Sorry. What's Sam carrying in his hand? You got gun out? What are you doing? What? Have
No.
you got...
What's my sort of danger sense telling me in terms of?
Oh, that would be the
Is that a talent?
observation instincts roll.
Yeah.
It kind of is. I mean, it's only really meant for a sort of immediate danger, but it's more like, does this feel like it's a dangerous situation or not? It's hard for me as a player to tell.
It's starting to feel maybe starting to feel a little dangerous.
So maybe after all those rocks fall, maybe I'll get my rifle out just in case.
Okay, certainly.
There's a petite amount of danger.
Right.
A soupçon. A soupçon.
Okay, I'm assuming you continue up the slope. Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming you continue up the slope.
Scramble ungracefully.
Mm-hmm. You get close to sort of not quite the peak, but most of the way up, and you start to see a dark patch ahead in the rock, which, as you get closer, you realise is the entrance to a cave.
This can only bode well.
Mm-hmm.
This is rather ominous. Let's forge ahead.
Oh no, I was playing a game called Cthulhu. Oh,
Yeah.
A dark cave.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, gang, let's split up and search.
What's the worst that can happen?
It may contain a fearsome beastie.
Right.
Oh wait,
it's
we don't have the
dark
dog
for a start.
We don't.
It's dark. What do you wish to do about the lack of light?
I believe I actually have a torch.
I would like to suddenly develop the ability to see in the dark, if that's possible.
Archie has a torch as well, so Archie will have pistol in one hand and torch in the other. So that's one source of light, but if anyone else wants to have a torch going as well, by all means say.
Is it part of the general kit that you get given as?
I think this is this slight vagueness. Yes, you can be carrying a torch, and will count as a trivial item.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite reasonable that if you think it's reasonable, your character will be carrying a torch. By all means, you can have one.
We came out on a mission that we knew was going to be in
darkness. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm trying to be too like. Would she have that? But she would, because we're on a mission.
So
I would anyway, because I need to look into engine bays all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So Archie has a torch out, and it sounds like Nellie's got a torch out. Is anyone else getting a torch out?
I think Toby's got a torch. Yeah.
Right. So those three of you got torch out. Well, Archie's got a pistol in the other hand. Are you guys switching to your pistols?
Yeah, I've got a torch out. Yeah.
Okay. But
I will draw my fighting knife in my other hand.
So you've got fighting knife in one hand and what in the other hand?
Pistol. My Browning high-power pistol.
You've got pistol and knife, and Sam has got out his rifle.
Yep.
Okay. Right. Okay. you start to you can see the cave. It looks quite dry. It's actually a reasonable distance up from the base of the island, and you start to make your way in, and it's not the large case, and it starts to narrow fairly quickly. But you realise that as it narrows, it starts to drop, and there seems to be a passage at the far end, or just to the side of the far end, starts to descend. Narrow enough for single file. So who is taking the lead?
I'm in the middle. I don't care what it is. I'm in the middle.
Who is taking the lead?
Sam will take the lead.
Okay. Who is going behind Sam?
I will go behind Sam.
Okay.
I'm next.
Yeah. Okay.
Then Toby, then Archie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. As you're making your way down, this sort of passage, as it starts to descend, it's not straight. It starts to turn and weave left and right, and eventually to sort of turn back on itself. And you're definitely going down, and it starts to get colder, and the tunnel starts to get a bit damper with condensation and so on, and it's very dark, as I said, apart from your torches. Can each of you please give an observation check based on sight? It's a difficulty 2 for Casamir and Sam because they've got ambient light from other people's torches. Okay.
And that was observation, insight, you said?
Observation, insight with sight, yeah.
Yeah. Just shy of disaster.
Right, so... right, so Sam spots it anyway with your 2 successes, and B spots it. So Sam is in the front, so he will spot it first, but I think it's probably fair to say that... yeah, and then Toby spots as well. Right, so the only extra success is the 2 on B. We'll come to those in a minute. But the rest of you spot with your various successes a piece of cloth on the floor. When you picked out the light, it appears to be a sort of patterned, dark pattern, but sort of blues and browns patterned bit of cloth.
So I'm assuming Sam probably picks it up because he's in front.
Yeah, I'll look at it. Is it like a piece of cloth from a dress or a tablecloth? Or
It looks to be. It's definitely not been ripped. It looks fairly sort of square in shape. It's quite reasonable size. It seems to be tied as a knot. You're wondering what it is. Nellie, as a woman, immediately realizes it's a headscarf.
Okay.
I was going to guess picnic blanket, so I was way off that.
Yeah,
That
it was a
would
picnic blanket.
a white and blue check.
Weird.
Sure.
Is there
You've got
anything?
You've got 2 successes.
I know that the 2 extra successes are for sight. It sort of is, sort of isn't. But I don't suppose I could use them to see if I recognise a pattern? Like, is it part of something? Like, is it a uniform?
No. It's definitely it's definitely a piece of civilian clothing. It's a headscarf worn by lots of the local women. It's a sort of the sort of like a hijab, not quite as
Yeah.
quite as because it's coloured, so there's a bit more.
Yeah.
It's well, actually, hijab's quite often coloured, actually, but it's probably a hijab.
And if this is too much info, but does it look like it's probably somebody from very local, as in from like where we just came from? Or is it super fancy and actually it's probably from a much wealthier person? Or
No, even though it's patterned, it looks probably fairly sort of
spun.
woven, homespun.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if any of that information helps at all, but Nellie says perhaps some of those footsteps we saw were female, and this belongs to one of them. A bit worrying that it's been left down here. Is it a weird still in narrow part of the cave?
Yep. Well, the sort of passageway that's gradually descending.
Right. I don't really know what to make of it at the moment. Shall we pocket it?
I think so. I mean, we know that women were being abducted, or at least the policeman said back in town that women were being abducted. Maybe this is linked somehow.
True. In which case, we need to move quickly.
This is a trail of breadcrumbs.
Yes. I pocket the scarf. I think I'm gonna put the scarf if Sam sort of hands it to me. I thought, take the scarf and put it in my jacket. Tuck it away.
Sam will think quietly to himself on the breadcrumbs comment. Is these breadcrumbs laid by the abductors to lead us into a trap, or by the people having been abducted to help to draw help? But he will keep his thoughts to himself.
Are you continuing down?
Assuming I'm ordered to do so.
Yep, you are.
Onwards.
You carry on down, and the passageway seems to, after a while, it starts to level out. It's still going down slightly, but starts to level out, and also becomes straighter. And most importantly, as it becomes straighter, Sam at the lead, but also Casamir, spot the glow of light ahead. With that flicker of not an electric light, but probably some sort of oil lantern, or possibly more than one.
I'm not sure I was expecting electric light down here.
No. Well, your torches are electric light. Is more sort of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is also meaning. Also, it seems to be quite a large space. It's definitely opening up into a wider, taller cavern.
Is there any? Can we stop and just listen? Because if we're in a rock sort of formation, sound travels phenomenal distance in those sort of. Can we just stop and we've obviously been making a lot of noise ourselves coming down here. Because I guess we didn't say we were being stealthy.
Can confirm.
Can we start being stealthy and observe in a hearing way?
We stop and just listen at this point.
Right. Okay. Can I have some observation with hearing checks, please? On, I'm going to say insight again.
I am just courting disaster today.
You really are. Those 19s are going to rack up. Hey! Toby gets it.
You say sight only.
No, hearing.
Hearing.
Right, so Casamir, you're, apart from the sort of dripping of water, I'm also keen, what are you doing with your torches? Have you turned them off? Are you leaving them lit?
Is there enough light from the flames ahead to see where we're going, or
No.
are we likely to just right?
No, but
Okay,
you're standing still at the present moment.
right. I'm while I'm standing still listening, I'm turning my torch off. Moving forward, if I turn it on, I'm probably literally going to shield it with my hand and just look at where I'm stepping.
Yep, okay.
I'm going to copy what Toby's doing and turn it off for the moment.
So does Archie. Okay, right. Right. Listening. Okay. Nellie, with one success, you can hear the sound of voices ahead. One male, slightly high-pitched, speaking a strange, quite guttural language that you don't understand.
Oh, good.
Klingon.
Potentially.
Oh,
Potentially.
is he performing Shakespeare?
The other voice is slightly booming and guttural and quite chilling. Now, Sam and Toby, you both hear this as well. You've got extra successes though. It's quite a distance away. It's definitely coming from the it's coming from the distance, but possibly not actually in the exact vicinity of the light, particularly the booming, slightly ominous voice. What do you want to do with your extra successes, Toby and Sam?
Is there any additional information to be had if we spend them in that direction?
Yes.
Okay.
I will. Go.
I also want to just remind both myself and Chris are polyglots. So where we don't understand a language, we can spend a point of momentum to get a general understanding of what's being said. And also, do I know the language?
You do not know the language, no.
Right. Okay. Is it the same language? You said there's two.
Yeah.
Very.
They appear to be conversing. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a harshness to the language. They appear to be communicating with.
You could spend a success, I suspect, to identify what the language is.
Yeah.
With Andy's approval.
It's not a language you've ever heard before.
Okay.
But I will let you with your polyglot.
I'll spend one. I'll spend one of those points of which I would have put to momentum.
Yeah.
I'll spend it to use my polyglot. Yeah.
Certainly. You can't understand the exact words, but it seems like there's some sort of negotiation going on. And you would say that the slightly high-pitched voice appears to be bartering for something from the more guttural, slightly booming voice. You've still got one success that you can do something with, and Sam still has a success you can do something with.
If there's any more information, I don't think I think it's more important we understand what's happening before we go forward. So, if there is more information, I'll take the point. Otherwise, I'll stick it in party momentum.
We can certainly stick mine into party momentum unless there's 2 points worth of additional information to be had.
Okay, Bruce, put yours into party momentum. It's just
It's more
I'm
realistic for Sam to
anything
do that.
more I could. Any more information I can give you?
I do have a potential suggestion
Go
before
on.
we finalize anything. I can only suggest this to the people who have extra successes, for I have none. But accents. Do any of them have a distinctive accent to the language they're speaking? For example, does one of them sound German?
So with your polyglot, I'll give you this for a second. The high pitched voice, you would say that's an Italian man talking.
Uh-huh.
Mr.
Fair enough.
Moreno.
Okay.
Curious and curious.
Right. And then you can then see you've sort of turned off your torches. I said you can see a bit of a sort of lantern light ahead. There's then some movement in the lantern light, and 2 men are coming to sort of view, slightly silhouetted, but into view from the lantern light. One looks to be like a young man, bizarrely dressed in a suit. And with him, he has a pistol in one hand.
He was here to make the fishermen an offer they couldn't refuse.
And he is dragging in his other hand a man who looks to be a local Egyptian, who looks to be terrified and has the gun is pointed sort of into the back of the man's head, making him compliant.
Sorry, just so I can picture. Are we seeing this like down a tunnel?
No. There's a big opening ahead of you. It's opening into a big cavern, and
right.
The cavern, as you're seeing, you're starting to gather. In the middle of it is probably a big pool of water.
Right.
And then there's various. I mean, listening to the voices as well. This place is big. I mean, probably hundreds of feet across. And there's probably sort of caves off this central cavern, and a lot of the central cavern, the floor of it, you realise, is water, and does that help with the description?
Yeah. It does. I will stow my torch, having rethought what I was saying earlier. Stow my torch and my pistol and unsling my rifle. The size of the area and stuff like that just makes you think. I got this hand torch. I don't know, circa 1938. I don't know, 39, whatever. I'm not sure what that looks like, but I'm stowing it because I don't think it's going to give me any sort of the light that I need anyway. In a big cavern.
It's quite big, a bulky thing that you could could use to bash someone with, though that might well break it. It's not like
Yeah,
some,
and I'd need to be quite close to him at that point as well.
yeah. He's you would say those two men are something like 40 to 50 yards away from you.
Sneak up and. Do any of us have that specific set of skills?
Just to say that there is the two men pass out of view of the lamp. They sort of go out of the light that the lamp is revealing. For you, at least, anyway.
Yep.
Some people are talking about sneaking. What does anyone wish to do?
I think Nellie just kind of looks back, looks within the company of people she's in, and is waiting for somebody else to suggest something that isn't really her expertise, accosting other people.
I think. Well, the other thing is, I don't think we're going to be talking a lot here, are we?
Yeah, it's hard to negotiate something.
So is sort of. Are you waiting and listening, or are you acting? So I'm not sure which.
I don't think we've decided out of character how the character is going to respond, because it's difficult.
I'm of several minds here. One of those minds is sneak closer to get a proper visual. The other mind is how much of my explosives will I need to collapse this cavern? But that's the part of my brain that always wants to blow things up.
Yeah.
So
I mean, one use of explosives would be enough to collapse the tunnel you're in. But the cavern you're going to have to get a lot more detail on. It's big though, but it depends if there's how it's structured and etc.
Right. Yeah. I've been in really big caves before. I actually have a pretty visual.
It's not a bad call to booby trap. If we need to get out and we don't want people following, this is not a bad call to. Booby trap the tunnel.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna backtrack a little.
Be careful about that though. If there's like women here that might escape and then run down a tunnel that's been booby trapped, it could all go horribly wrong.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Was it?
You could set up. I mean, bear in mind you've got. You'll have with the demo.
Set it up to go off when we go past, maybe.
Either something you light or something that you trigger with an electric charge rather than a tripwire.
Yeah, I was thinking something with an electric charge.
In fairness, booby trap was the wrong word. I was suggesting that we collapse the tunnel behind us. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kill the innocents.
So Casamir's backing up a little to do that.
Yeah. I will begin setting the charge.
Okay. Can you make me I think it's combat engineering with reason.
It's actually engineering explosives.
Sorry,
probably.
That's what I meant. Sorry.
No, you're good. In a lot of situations, in a lot of other games, combat engineering would also cover explosives, but in this particular one,
it's engineering explosives. Engineering explosives with reason, please.
Yes. Good thing I have high reason.
Actually, sorry. Apologies. Don't roll, because we'll roll should it become relevant.
Good idea. I dig it.
Okay.
I dig it. We'll see later if I screwed up or not.
Yeah.
True.
Right. While that's going on, are the rest of you just waiting and observing? Are you sneaking forward? What do you wish to do?
Toby is going to start edging forward. He's not making bold strides or anything, but he's going to as carefully as he can just edge forward. Stealthily.
Anyone else?
Did you say that the light went with them, or the light stayed
no.
where it was?
The light appears to be a
Okay.
lamp placed on the ground, or possibly actually on a sort of a rock outcrop or something like that. But the two
Okay.
men had disappeared. As such, they came from the left. They disappeared to the right from your perspective.
Okay. I want to, as quietly as possible, follow after Toby, but behind him.
Okay, Sam, what are you doing?
I definitely don't want to blunder around causing any issues, but I do want to be within a short run if there is trouble.
Okay, so are you? I think you're already within that. So are you staying?
That's fine then. I'm just going to be ready to
Okay.
do something.
Can I have stealth rolls?
Yeah, I don't.
Stealth rolls from the
I
other
don't
two
think
of you?
we're properly splitting the party. I think we're just going as far ahead to keep a track on them, aren't we?
It's literally just
Yeah.
edging for us a
Yeah.
bit.
So is this rural stealth
Uh,
or just normal stealth?
I don't think that.
Is
yeah,
it just stealth?
I don't think
Have
there's.
you got stealth cave?
Yes, stealth cave.
Yes, I do. Weird.
Stealth underground. No, I think it's just. I don't think there's a critical focus.
Just straight.
Unfortunately.
Okay, cool. So stealth and then agility.
Yes.
Nah, beans. Or at least it's not a. No, show off. I lose
Sorry.
sight of Toby.
I didn't mean to. I meant to
Oh.
not make a difference. I've got no skill in no focus in camouflage. So.
Right. So hang on a sec. You would have got. Yeah, that is still no. That
Sorry,
it
I
would be
haven't.
2 successes, not 1, because the 3. Oh no.
No.
Yeah,
It knows what focuses I've got, so it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
It's the 1's still 2 successes. The 3 is only a single success. Yeah. I assume the system, because it's highlighted them, knows what.
Did you
what?
tick the focus box?
No, not at all. All I'd done was clicked on camouflage as a focus, as opposed to stealth.
It will automatically tick it. So if you didn't untick the focus box, then it will have automatically ticked it. But it doesn't matter.
No, it's not. It's not ticked. It's not ticked. I've just done the same thing again. It's not ticked.
Okay.
It only automatically ticks it if you have got the. So if I click on observation instinct, the box already ticked.
If it was a focus and your stealth was 3 or less, three or
Yes.
more, then
Yeah,
that would have
which
been
is
2
not.
successes. So yes. So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's still 3. Right.
Makes no difference.
Yeah. Okay. Do you wish to use some of your one of your successes to help Nellie be quiet?
Yes.
Please.
Right. You move a little closer. I think there is no other use of the last one, so if you want to, that can go to momentum if you wish.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So the two of you, Archie stays with Sam just for clarification. Okay. While you're sneaking forward, you hear a god-awful scream of a man in terror. And then the suited young man, comes back striding back into the lamplight. Okay, now passing from right to left, and he starts bellowing something in Italian. So Toby understands what he's saying, and what he says is Severo, keep them under control. Sort of issuing an order to someone.
So did the scream come from the right?
Yes. Now.
Can I detect? Is he of his Italian? Is he well spoken?
Yeah.
Is it
Definitely an Italian of very good breeding, quite possibly probably aristocracy.
Okay.
Some sort of noble class.
I'm sure I don't know.
Dad.
Well, that would be a truth.
Mm.
You
have a load of success. Oh no, wait, that's for stealth. Never mind.
Yeah.
You would take cost you 2 momentum. Right. Sorry, just bear with me.
Sorry. Just in order to declare a truth, do I have to roll those extra on that particular roll to declare?
Nope. You just so with 2 momentum, you can create, remove, or change a truth from the result of a skill test. So, by extension, if you want to create something, so I mean, you could. I can say no. Yeah, you could say, for example, oh, there's actually a shaft of light that comes down into this cave from somewhere. Now, actually, that's contrary to what I'm saying. I'd probably say no to that, but that's the kind of thing you could ask for.
Okay. If I'm being brutally frank, I don't think there's any real advantage to me knowing this guy. So using 2-party momentum for creating that truth.
Hey,
Yeah, but
it
it doesn't have to be advantageous. It just has to be interesting
Okay.
and entertaining.
No, just
in my view.
when did you leave Italy?
Sorry, I've been living in England since I was a boy, but I have got family in Italy. Spent holidays there.
Spent holidays there. Okay.
I've sailed around the Adriatic, that sort of touch. It's fairly well to do, so he will have moved in those sort of circles.
Do you wish to create a truth?
Do it. Go on.
Forgive me if I'm using part momentum.
No, do it. It's interesting. It's cool. Drama.
It feels right to do it. So, yes, I want to know the man.
Did you use your extra
he's
successes
your
for anything?
brother. No. He's already used those for other things. It would have to be a party momentum. It has to be 2 points. Party momentum which you've spent. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think I have one left. I added. I've now taken it off again. Plus one more.
Yeah.
Right. You recognise him as notes. He's
How to give the GM a hard time.
no. I've just got to read something.
Give it all the information.
He is. How old's your character?
How old?
Yeah.
20.
About 27, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But I'm not sure I'm based out. I'm 27 is the number that's in my head. But
you recognise him. You remember he's a couple of years younger than you. The younger brother of a lady you were quite interested in at one point. His name is, and I've lost it again with my notes. Umberto Varesco.
Make a note.
Do you want to put that in the chat so you can spell?
Yeah, please, yeah.
And that's the one yelling, right?
Yes. And he's the one in the suit, young man in the suit, held a pistol to someone's head and has returned without that person. Appeared. I've just put something in the chat and it said that Nick's done it, which is bizarre.
Well done, Nick.
You're
Thank
magic. You. Yeah, well done.
Yeah. Does that come up saying Nick to you as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird.
Only you want to get an Uber to Varesco, Nick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can I just remind
my
you?
Uber has arrived.
Can I just remind you of the rule that when you take the piss out of the GM's names, add a threat.
We get a threat.
Yeah, add a threat. Right. What you remember of this man is that he was really quite arrogant and a real belief in the importance and the power of the noble classes, but he was also interested in sort of some slightly weird new age spiritual things and
He has a necklace of healing crystals. Every occasion.
And he also had a fascination with Roman history.
Okay, ancient Roman history, sort of.
Ancient Roman history, yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't get the fact that I'm posting as Nick. That's just weird. I haven't even opened your character or anything like that. It's weird. Anyway, right.
Does this also mean that like I get to just, you know, like if we're switching roles here, like that means I take control and I'll remove half our threat here. We don't need 7 threat.
Right. So
No.
Hopefully they're both within earshot, if not in camera shot.
Run.
right. So I'm just right. What do people wish to do? This this guttural scream of a man was cut fairly short, by the way.
Was there a gunshot?
No,
No, I didn't say so.
no.
How far away are we from the lamp now? Myself and Nelly, I guess I'm talking about.
Bear with me a sec.
I think at the scream, Nellie's just gonna grab Toby's arm. Is just like, what do we do? Without saying that, obviously, she's just wide-eyed and obviously.
Okay.
I am the absolute picture of concentration as I am
Yeah.
Well,
rolling this wire back towards the entrance to hook a plunger up to it.
so Casamir has finished with his placing of explosives and electronic ignition. You haven't gone right back to the entrance, but you've gone sort of round several turns somewhere you
Yeah.
could safely detonate it.
Mhm.
And you've then rejoined Sam and Archie. The conversation in this guttural language starts again, and the booming voice. So to Toby's hearing, the booming voice seems more conciliatory, and the higher pitched Italian accented voice, you can detect in the tone of it, even though you don't understand what's being said, a sort of a level of pleasure and glee that it is succeeding in whatever it wishes to do.
So the booming voice is no longer hangry. It's had its first meal.
Well,
I am booming at you consolingly.
Sorry, you described the light being limited, and in my mind I had that because our view was bracketed by the end of a tunnel or whatever. Is it literally people are in the darkness appearing into the light and going into the darkness? As we move more into the open, can I see more, or am I
No,
still
actually,
limited by
moving
that?
forward, there's some sort of outcrop of rock in the tunnel, sorry, in the cavern, that appears to be blocking it a bit more. You actually see your vision is slightly obscured more the further you move forward. Moving a bit to the right as it starts to widen out. The passageway is now probably 6-8 yards wide now. You're definitely in a passageway in the startings of of a wider cavern, and you can essentially, someone has placed a lantern on the ground, sorry, on a bit of an outcrop, and that's giving them what you're seeing is that, and but that it sometimes silhouettes the people depending on which side they walk a bit, but it also possibly obscures the other voice, particularly the people that are the two booming the booming voice and the sort of slightly high pitched Italian voice. They appear to be it's how do I put this? The light is possibly acting to obscure them because they maybe are behind it or in the shadows created by it.
But
They're definitely somewhere to
clearly,
the right.
yeah. But in general terms, they're more in the light than out of the light. I.e., I think I'm more invisible than they're visible. In as much as I'm sitting in the darkness, they're going in and out of light.
Yeah.
I still want to be closer to the end of the tunnel than I am the light, but I'm going to take perhaps a couple more paces forward to see if I can improve my angle. But I might signal to Nellie to stay put.
I think she is anyway, to be honest. This is the point where she pulls out her rifle and actually arms herself, but and then stays put.
Yeah, and I'm just as a player, I'm hoping I'm not being overly confident on getting such a good roll last time. I'm going to screw up this time.
I'm going to
Yeah.
let that stealth roll continue. That's fine. I'm not
Okay.
I'll let that continue. Right.
The question is as well, like where is the people that we know are aware of? So we know that there's a booming voice. We know there's Italian voice, and the Italian voice referred to another third person. So it sounds like the Italian and booming voice are to the left. Is that correct?
No, the booming voice and the voice negotiating with it are to the right.
Right, yeah.
To the right, sorry.
Yeah, the person who spoke Italian, he was going from right to left, and he appeared to speak to someone ahead of him who was further to the left.
Right. Okay.
And as you're getting closer, you're fairly certain that it's.
So sorry, just reset that. So the booming voice is to the right. The first time we saw the Italian person, we saw Uberto Verisco, he was moving from left to right with a gun to the back of the head of someone to the right.
Yep.
And he's then gone back to the left.
Yep.
Speaking to
there we go.
Severo, was it? What the name he used?
Severo.
Severo. Can't afford two more party mentions to understand who Severo is going. No.
I know everyone.
He's a hanger-on of Uberto's, obviously. But
yeah.
Okay. Can I? In which case, I'm going to move to the left. I want to see if I can see the people.
Right. Sorry, you've moved forward a bit more.
Yeah.
And you start to realise that ahead of you is now the startings of a pool of water. And you start to see that bit further forward, that there's a little light shimmering off the water. And you start to realise that actually moving to the left will there's outcrops of rock that are blocking your line of sight. So it's not a question of light, it's a question that it appears that Umberto and this whoever he spoke to, Severo, are in an alcove or another cave off to the left.
Right, okay.
So moving to the left will not give you greater view.
We should probably. Well, I can't say anything actually. We can't communicate.
I'm really not willing to risk being seen by a booming voice at the moment. So I think I'm going to log what I know, understand what I know, and then try and back off. So I think it's about time we got a little bit more party consensus about what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
If as Toby's sort of moving backwards, instead of sort of waiting where she is, she'll also start moving backwards as well in tandem. So sort of, as in like unspoken. Let's move up, move back right with the rest of the group.
Okay. Can I have stealth rolls from both of you two again, please?
No.
I refuse.
I refuse. What do you say about that, Game Master?
You
man.
automatically fail.
Jesus Christ, Ian. This guy.
That's what you get for being a spy. Yes.
Yeah, true. Right, okay. It's just stealth, isn't it? Regular
and,
stealth.
Agility.
Toby is just James Bond, clearly.
Yeah.
Italian
Ross.
James
Toby Ross.
The name's Ross. Toby Ross.
Fuck's sake. Why is my stealth so bad?
Toby Ross, 006.5.
00 on the rocks.
Yeah. I don't cause a problem. But I don't succeed. Why is it to me? Why is that self roll? Can nobody else see that? Okay.
No.
For some reason that put it as a self roll. That was weird. But I got no successes, but no complications either.
Okay. Right. Okay.
He is definitely staring at a pair of 20s right now.
Yeah. No.
Right. So you got. So do you want to use one success again to ensure that Nellie is okay, and then
Yeah.
do you,
With the eyes in the back of my head.
Yeah.
Do
do you want to then put the other one into party mentor, or do you want to do something with it? One success is what you need.
No, I'm going to put in party mentor. I think at this point I just want to get back and
Okay. Right.
understand what everyone's doing.
Okay. So the rest of you congregate back a bit further. You're still close enough that if you start using lights, someone might see it, but you can see some sort of well, you've got a chance to have a bit of a whispered conversation amongst yourselves.
Obviously, I'm going to pass on the information I know about Uberto Vavisco.
What are the chances? Says Nellie.
Italian nobility are, yeah, they're not a big bunch. They're not a big bunch. So.
Scrutinise Toby closely now, sort of with that piece of information in mind. Should we go and try and see if there's any innocent people that we can help? I'm imagining they're off to this left cavern. If B's brain has worked correctly in orienteering what the fuck's going on.
From what you've seen, Toby,
Yeah.
to go to try and work your way around, you're essentially at the edge of a pool, so you're going to have to get wet if you're going to sneak forward.
Woof.
And that's obviously more difficult.
Sorry, just so when Uberto's gone backwards and forwards, is he paddling as he's doing that?
No,
They're on.
They're on some dry land on the far side.
Right. Okay. So obviously it feels to me like they've accessed through a different tunnel potentially,
Or they've crossed this.
or they've already walked across the water. Yeah. It's very hard to be stealthy across water.
It is. Unless you go real silently and swim, essentially. Like, truly the slowest of wades.
So just to be clear, you all 5 of you are there together, so you can discuss
Yeah.
amongst yourselves.
There's 2 groups of people. Obviously, we think that there's going to be innocent people if what we found is any indication, sort of referring back to the hijab. I would personally prioritize them and finding them first, but I'm no expert in these sort of operations. What would be the wisest course of action with the least amount of casualties, knowing what we know?
What I've seen, the booming voice is to the right. We need to steer clear of that. But handily, I think the innocents are probably as far away from that as we are, sort of thing. From that,
We could all right, well, let's talk about how we're going to do this then.
Can we quickly talk about numbers off the boat, the motorboat? There were
9,
9.
but 4 of
We
them
know-
seem to be roughly.
Yeah, 2 of which we know are Uberto and 2 of which we guess are Uberto and Severo. Are 2 of them going to be enough to contain 7 others? I think that would probably not be the numbers they were.
No,
So we've got to at least expect more than 2 hostiles, excluding booming voice.
I would say from the information that we got from the town that potentially, apart from the gentleman that has just screamed, providing he is still alive, there are 2 women that could be potential hostages here. But apart from that, I can't say that they would have. I think the other people involved are going to be hostile, which leaves us with 6 hostiles. Well, 6, yes, so 4 plus the 2 you know.
Yeah.
So the 2 Italian gentlemen and then 4 others, with the 3 civilians, as it were, the 2 women and the gentleman. Let's make a decision about where we're going to go and how we're going to do it. So if we are going to go left towards where we think innocent people might be, they're obviously going to be kept guarded by people that are capable of combat. We have the element of surprise if we act quickly and silently enough, or even just quickly enough, frankly, rather than worrying too much about silently. What can we do? Can we? And then she looks towards like Casamir. She goes, "I probably have some flash powder on me, like for my camera. Perhaps we can create a quick diversion whilst, yeah."
Throw a grenade right, one left. Yeah.
Something, anything. What have you got on you?
Oh, I mean,
Small and quick, and nothing too explosive. Just diversion.
I mean, I've got most of the explosives I carry are pretty high powered. Like, I don't carry a lot of smaller stuff.
can I have?
I believe I'm out of fortune points, so I can't just conjure up a grenade from my.
I have a fortune
Pocket.
point, and GM, can I say that I have a little sachet of flash powder from my camera?
Yeah.
Because it would.
The reason
it would be
the reason I can do that is because I have the bottomless pockets talent. It
Oh,
directly
okay.
allows me to spend. It allows
I
me
see.
to.
I see.
Yeah.
Let's just have a look at
Or-
what fortune points can do.
Gotcha. Yeah. Sorry, I thought that was just a general thing that a fortune point
Oh
could do.
no!
No, so you
It's
could-
from Quartermaster.
But as I said,
Gotcha.
the last of the fortune options is something called Make It Happen. You can immediately introduce a new truth for the scene. It could be something that no one in the scene has noticed yet, or a piece of equipment that you thought you didn't have,
Okay.
but actually do. This may be used
Perfect.
before rolling for a skill test. Because I think you could do
Okay.
your bottomless pockets with momentum rather than fortune points.
Let's see. Or it's with Quartermaster. You're used to varying supplies or suppliers. You may spend a fortune point to reveal you have a specific item available. That item is hidden on your person, stored in a vehicle you've been using, or in a hidden location nearby. The GM determines where the item is. This must be a minor item with a restriction of 3 or lower, and it cannot be a weapon unless that weapon has the thrown quality.
Okay, I'm going to look at this because that sounds like that is just giving you what everyone else can
The
do
same
with a fortune
thing.
point.
Yeah.
So that sounds
Yeah.
like let
Bit
me
naff.
let me have a. I think I need to do a bit of forum discussions on that one. Right.
Mhm.
We're actually getting close to our end time, so let me just say that you hear a female scream as you see coming into the light from this glowing lamp. The silhouetted figure. You're pretty certain it's that Umberto guy again. But this time he's dragging a woman by her hair, and she's sort of trying to resist, but he's dragging her. And I think that's a good point to end it
Yeah.
for the night.
There is
Matt?
no way that we're even sticking to the plan.
Yeah,
Stay tuned for the
I think
next episode of the Karotechia Conundrum.
I think considering Toby really doesn't like Umberto, never liked Umberto anyway. Umberto,
Kill him.
a snapshot might be coming, but
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's leave that there for
Figure
the
out
night.
next week.
Thank you everyone watching. There'll be another episode at some point soon, where I don't know, there might be some combat about to break out.
Really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Toby, ensure that you have a Bond one-liner ready for when you kill Umberto.
thank you everyone watching, and there'll be another episode at some point. Thanks. Bye bye for now, though. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.